Hello, it's Bluebrad here. I am just going to go over with you real quick on how to create a vector brush metal pattern. And this pattern can be created and become seamless so that you can scale it up and down because it is in the vector format. So I'm going to start off here with a RGB, 300 ppi, 500 by 500 pixel. I wouldn't go any more than 800 by 800, depending on the scale of what the brush metal look that you need. It's going to be pretty heavy on the processor because there's a lot of vector elements. So I'm going to go ahead and start this document. I'm going to go ahead and save real quick. Just going to place this on my desktop. Missed the button. And then I'm going to zoom out a little bit here. I'm going to create a box with no stroke. For the fill, I'm going to make sure I'm in grayscale mode. And then I'm going to put 50% black. Then I'm going to go up under to effects, texturize, grain, and then inside the grain, I'm going to make sure that the grain type is horizontal. And then depending on how intense you want your lines and then how intense you want the contrast between the lines, you can adjust these to your liking. Right in mine on this one, it looks like 8 and 51 are they going to be the setting. I'm going to hit OK. Then with it selected, I'm going to go effects and then rasterize. And I'm going to make sure that it's at 300 and it's at white. That looks like it will be good to me. Then with that selected, I'm going to go object and then I'm going to go, oops, actually I was supposed to be under rasterize in here. Now that it's rasterized, I'm going to select just the image by going into the layer here and pulling out the image from the group. And then I'm going to go under image trace and I'm going to hit shades of gray. And in the settings of shades of gray, I'm going to pull up my image trace options. I'm going to turn off the preview. The grays, I'm going to bring it to around 85. The paths, I'm going to bring all the way up. I'm going to bring down the noise to about 3. And I'm going to bring up the corners just a little bit more. Then I'm going to go ahead and hit trace. It's going to go ahead and retrace that. Didn't look like, oh, there it goes. It's still going. Depending on your computer's processing power, this can get pretty heavy. So you have to be pretty dang patient. Then I'm going to go ahead and hit expand because I like that. Those little white spots I can fix a little bit later. Now that it's complete, it's going to have a white border. So I'm going to use direct select and I'm going to delete that white border. And then there was the old rectangle below. So I'm going to delete that. Now I just have this artwork. So I'm going to go ahead and come in here and fix these little blank spots that got left behind. Oops, made it worse. Let's just go ahead and draw over the top of it a new shape. That got worse. Again, there we go. So you're going to go around and fix those patched holes. And I could do is just match that color. Come in here, use the pencil tool, draw around. And I'm just going to eyedrop and match that color. Use the pencil tool again. I'm going to just draw around here. I'm going to match this one over here. The other thing I can do is put a slightly smaller box underneath it that is gray at 50%. That looked like it fixed the problem. So I'm going to select all of that. I'm going to degroup it to make sure it's completely ungrouped, then regroup it so it's one group. Then I'm going to drag it into my swatch palette. Then I'm going to delete what I have there, make my artboard larger, and then make a new square with this new fill. And as you see in the middle square here, I can see that there's an outline around my square. So how I'm going to fix this is I'm going to double click into my pattern, which will bring up my pattern options. And then I'm going to make this 598 by 598. I don't know why it did that. That was a lot bigger jump. I'm just going to do it jump down manually then. That's weird that, oh, I made it bigger. My mistake. I meant to go 498. But what I'm going to do is just get this overlap looking good. Once the overlap looks good, vertically, it looks perfect. Horizontally, I see that there's still a line. So with my pattern still open, I'm going to zoom in onto the right side here and find this overlap. And I'm just going to delete that. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come in and clean this up. So you're going to come in and have to rework your artboard here. And what I'm going to do is match the color that was. And then I'm going to use the pencil tool and I'm going to bring it out so that it looks like it was part of that. And now this one doesn't look right. So we're going to bring that around so that it curves in like that. And you're just going to come in and clean up your edge. Once you've cleaned that up, your pattern should look beautiful. Hope this helps. And if you have any other further questions, just let me know below.